If giants eat humans, is that really cannibalism? The BFG, starring Mark Rylance, Ruby Barnhill, and directed by Steven Spielberg. The movie tells the story of a girl who is abducted by a giant when she notices him outside her window during the night. The giant then takes the girl to Giant Country, where he tells her she must live the rest of her life. Soon after the kidnapping, they bond and form a lasting friendship, but she learns he is bullied and harassed by other much bigger giants. The BFG is based off a classic book by author Rolad Dahl. I've never read this book, but my son, who I went to the movie with, has and is a big fan. What stood out to me was something found in every Dahl book, a sense that the world really isn't a nice place. Dahl doesn't shy away from the dark nature of the world, and puts many of his child protagonists in bad situations that they must overcome. I think Spielberg might have dialed back some of the darkness for the movie, but I could be wrong. It is still there underneath the surface of the movie, and hits fairly hard in a few instances. During these few times, Spielberg is able to convey the emotional impact in a meaningful way, which really isn't surprising given who he is. The best part of the film is the relationship between Sophie and the big friendly giant. Their interactions make the movie, and Ruby Barnhill, who plays Sophie, does a great job. Mark Rylance is fantastic as the BFG, and the performance capture done in this movie is second to none. I personally thought the orcs in the Warcraft movie looked fantastic, but this movie tops them. I can't get over how great all of the giants look, and how they merged perfectly within the sets. Motion capture keeps getting better and better, and I can't imagine what they will be able to accomplish in the next few years. The movie made you believe in the relationship Sophie had to the giant. The CG completely sucked me in, and I was able to get lost in the fantastical world Spielberg created from Dahl's book. Spielberg's mark is felt all the way through the film. It's not surprising, but just watching, I picked up on how masterfully he directed this film. The subtle changes in perspective throughout the entire movie are smooth. You never feel lost when the scene changes viewpoint. The audience's frame of reference is constantly changing from one character to another. And even with the vast size differences, the transitions are seamless. At times we focus on Sophie and how much bigger everything is in the BFG's world compared to her. Then the frame of reference will change to the BFG, and everything will look normal for him. Then the other giants come in, and the point of reference will focus on them and how much bigger they are compared to the BFG. This is all done with seemingly little effort. All of this helps frame and tell the visual story. I'm not sure another director could have pulled these shots off within the film. I did have a few issues with the film. It took me a while to warm up to Sophie's character. There wasn't enough backstory given to her and her life at the orphanage. Maybe it is in the book, but I needed to see a day in the life or part of a day at the orphanage. She tells the BFG it is a horrible place to live, but actually seeing what she has to go through would have reinforced why she wants to stay with the BFG. The fact that she went from not trusting him to being his best friend so quickly was a little hard to believe within the story. Their friendship developed so well and so believably, it is easy to overlook. But seeing her mistreated in the orphanage would have made the story overall more believable. The only other complaint I had was that the ending wrapped up too well and too quickly. It was an easy resolution from a big buildup. I would have liked to have seen just a little bit more of a struggle for Sophie and the BFG to accomplish their goal. These problems bookend an otherwise very heartfelt and touching movie. I enjoyed watching the BFG, and so did my 12-year-old son. He read the book in 2nd grade and has fond memories of reading it in class. I'm glad the movie did a good job in representing the story, at least for him. People who are and aren't fans of the book can enjoy this movie. If you want to go see a good all-around touching film, then the BFG is it. The movie is worth seeing. It really is worth seeing just for the motion capture CG and Spielberg's directing alone. But having a good story helps as well. If you don't make it out to the theater to see the BFG, at the very least give it a chance on rental. What did you think of the BFG if you saw it? Did you think it did a good job of representing the book? If you haven't seen it, will you give it a chance? Comment and let me know. Like, share, subscribe, and all that fun stuff. Thanks for watching.